Welcome back, my friends. This is Haley from Wisp and Mallet, and I wanted to put together another wood burning tutorial, this time about how I went about burning a ghostly translucent figure in my piece, Captain Staples Vigil. Before I started burning, I looked up a whole bunch of reference photos edited to make a person look ghostly, giving that double exposure effect. What I noticed in the ones I leaned toward was that images where the skin tone or the clothing was very light to white, the background behind them appeared lighter, but darker tones, clothing, or fabric folds that were shadowy actually made the background image on the other side look darker. I'd gone into my research expecting to see everything behind the figure look lighter and hazier, but seeing this darkening effect in the references that I liked most made me lean toward making the stone behind Captain Staples a shade or so darker than what was visible to the side of him, since I envisioned him wearing a dark brown suit. Bearing that in mind, I stuck to the rule of thumb that any place where folds in his clothing might be catching more light, or where he had highlights in his hair, I let the stone behind him become less distinct or even fade out altogether. The other thing I decided to do was just give a little bit of separation against the edge of the stone that's behind him to make sure the darker tones didn't run together. This is just one way to give a ghostly effect. In my piece, The Ghost Ship of the Hudson, the stories I had read about the ship made it seem like it appeared to be solid, but it had a glow around it. So for that piece, I burned the ship to look solid, but I had a rough pencil outline marked out around it, where the background in that area would be burned lighter than the rest to make it look like it was kind of glowing. But for Captain Staples, I wanted the viewer to see the gravestone through his figure, since that to me was a really crucial part of his story. However it is that you want to visually portray a ghost, I would suggest starting by getting a thorough grasp of the story and what you think is most important to include visually. I'll look up plenty of examples of spirit photography or photos edited to give that effect, and pay close attention to how highlights and shadows come into play when planning out your piece. Have fun with your projects. I can't wait to see you next time. Keep going.